He sees things happening here on the world, things that are not normal, things that are Yisurim. So if we don't get the message, so it comes out that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to ruin his world and wreck his world for nothing. And they all said, Kol Yisurim levatala. That means all these Yisurim that happened is for nothing. Bnei Adam sovlim, people suffer. Lo letoalet. It was for nothing. El alarik. The message wasn't taken. So if so, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is upset with us. Why did I have to do this? B'neimar, there's a pasuk, Hayoser goyim, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu chastises the nations, Halo yochiyah, hamlamed adam da'at. Which means, the pasuk in other words is saying that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu sometimes chastises the people, and he wants to rebuke them, this is so that a person will achieve da'at from this, will learn the lesson. When a person learns musar, when he hears there was a terrible earthquake in Turkey, let's say, and thousands of people lost their homes and whatever, far away, and he's over here in Los Angeles, and he comes to Minyan the next day in the morning on time and say, what happened? Didn't you hear? What happened to you? Became suddenly all religious overnight? Didn't you hear? In Turkey there was an earthquake. So what's got to do with that? The guy, he's getting the lesson. Kadosh Baruch Hu, Hayoser Goyim, he brings Yisurim on other nations, on nations. Hamlamed Adam Da'at, so that we'll learn Da'at. So if that's the case, if you do get the lesson, you get the message, then it comes out that the people suffered for purpose, not for nothing. Ela bishvil to'elet niskava, for a very great purpose. But if a person, if a person doesn't get the message, then the Yisurim were for nothing. And this is behemet what we all have to focus on. That whenever things happen, whatever happens, good things, bad things, we have to connect and get the lesson. We have to take the lesson out of it. Shlomo HaMelech says a very interesting thing here in Kohelet. Shlomo HaMelech says, Lakol Zeman, everything in the world has a time. Ve'et lechol hefetz tahat hashamayim. Means there is a specific time for everything under the sky. Et laledet, there's a time to give birth. Ve'et lamut, and a time to die. Means one person comes into the world, everyone's happy. Mazal tov, brit milah, zevet habat, whatever it is, kiddush, mazal tov, everyone's singing, and then there's a time when you have to leave the world, say goodbye, being on the merry-go-round, a few rounds, and then they say time to get off and give somebody else a turn. So you have to leave, kaddish, gadal v'kadash. Then there's a time when to plant. Et latat, et la'akona too, and there's a time when you have to uproot the plantation. Et laharog, there's a time when you have to kill. Et lirpo, and there's a time when you have to heal and not kill. Et lifrot, there's a time when you have to break, make a breach. Et livnot, there's a time when you build. Et livkot, there's a time when you have to weep. Et lishok, and there's a time when you laugh. Et support, there's a time when you make a hesped, a eulogy. Et rekod, there's times when you have to dance. Et le'ashlich avanim, there's times when you have to throw stones. Et kinos avanim, there are times when you have to gather stones. Et lahbok, there's times when you have to hug. Et lehok b'habek, and times when you have to refrain from hugging. Et levakesh, there's times when you have to seek. In times when you have to get rid of things, destroy things. Eit lishmor, there are times when you have to, there's a time when you have to guard. Eit leashlichen, there's a time where you discard. Eit likroa, there's a time when you have to tear. Eit litvon, there's a time when you have to fix and sew up. Eit lachshot, there's a time when you have to be quiet. Eit ledaber, there's a time when you have to speak. Eit leehov, there's a time when you have to love. Eit lisnon, there's a time when you have to hate. This is not politically correct. Hate, yes, you have to hate sometimes. Actually, there's a halakha in Shulchan Aruch. One day, I might mention it to you. Sometimes it's a mitzvah to hate. Even a Jew. It's halakha mefurash in Shulchan Aruch. But I don't say it too loud. Now I'm being recorded. But it's halakha. Sometimes you have to hate
bad people.
Yeah. But it's halakha. It's a very interesting thing. It is halakha. And it's based on a pasuk in the Torah. Ki tir'eh hamor sona'acha. If you see the hamor of your fellow Jew whom you hate, how can you hate? But you're not allowed to hate. No, we're talking about a time when you have to hate. And yet, the Torah says, you better worry for him. Don't let him stand like that. You have to help him. You have to go and stop your car and stop everything you're doing and help that person that you hate. Not that you hate wrongly. Did you hate?
Ask a question about question?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to ask questions in your class? I mean, my first time.
Okay, go ahead. No, the problem is we're being recorded, but if it's important, go ahead. Today, actually, we're making a short shiur because I have to leave earlier than normal. The Bezat Hashem, I'll be happy. We hope Bezat Hashem to keep on coming. Then you have Et Milchama, there's a time of war, the Et Shalom, and a time of peace. 28 times Shlomo HaMelech mentions here in Kohelet. What is it all about? And here there's a very, very strong lesson that Shlomo HaMelech is teaching us. And he's telling us that you should know there are many, many different times in life, ups and downs, all types of situations. And in every single situation, and this is Be'emet Avodah that we saw by the great tzaddikim like Rabbi Miller and his teachers, that they could have been the funniest thing, the happiest thing, or the saddest thing that could be, and they're always focused, and they don't lose themselves. And they're utilizing that matzav to connect and to do, and to be koneh shlemut, and to acquire perfection. That's what we're here for, like we said last week. So here Shlomo HaMelech is telling us all of these things, and it seems to be, what is he telling us? No, but he's gone into the details, and that's why I went to the trouble of saying every one of these 28. Yeah, every one of the 28 things. And let's give you an example. The truth is, this is 28 different shiurim. There has to be, on each one of these 18, a whole shiur. And who knows if that would be enough. But let's just make it concise. Let's give you an idea. The message that Shlomo HaMelech is giving us in Kohelet is, שיש לאדם להשתמש בכל מיני העיתים. Whatever time and situation HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts you in, you have to utilize it. להשיג השלמות, to achieve the perfection that is wanted from you from that matzav. Don't ever think like Korah thought, if only I was the leader, if only I was the Kohen Gadol, the world would be a better world. If only I had his parents, his mother, and his father, and this guy's brother, and this guy's sister, and this guy's children, then the world would be a better world. But that's a mistake. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you that father, and that mother, that brother, that sister, that son, that daughter, and something like a person can have a special needs son, right? I wanted to have the Vilna Gaon for a son. Why did Hashem make the right? Hashem knows what He's doing, and He's doing everything for you. It's specially made, and utilize it so that through that matzav, through that time, through that epoch, through that thing that you have in life that's coming your way, use it for the benefit of it. כי בכל זמן יש מין חדש של שלמות. Every moment there's another opportunity for acquiring perfection. יש שלמות של ספוד. Sometimes you have to eulogize, and you will gain perfection by saying the eulogy or by listening to the eulogy and taking the message of whatever it is. ויש שלמות של ריקוד. Sometimes, don't be lazy, stand up, get off and go and dance. Don't just sit there and talk. There's a hatan and kala. Start making action so that the hatan and kala will be happy. They'll smile. They'll say, wow, even this person came and was happy with us. And he went and he danced and he did all types of things to try and make us happy. And this is Mesameh Hatan V'Kala, such a special thing that we say a bracha, Mesameh Hatan V'Kala, Mesameh Hatan Ima Kala. These are brachot. We wouldn't say a bracha levatala if it was for nothing. It's not a bracha levatala. It's a very special bracha. And also, if Has V'Shalom, a person has to go to a Bet Havel, I had to go today to do some kiriyah for somebody. Hashem should help. This big tzaddik that passed away today, big Rosh Hashiva. They should have a Leilu Nishmat. But I just came before from there. It was amazing. We did a kiriyah. We did a Dayana Emet. We were talking about this person who lived a productive life. It was a lesson. I took a lot from it. I learned a lot from it. Not everybody stays here forever. Some people think that they're going to be here forever. But if you look, as successful as you are and as good as it can go and as rich as you are, you can be a billionaire. And in 1 second, you do something stupid, you go on some expedition, and you're gone. I mean, we all are up to date with the news. These are billionaires. It's a lesson. When we hear these things, we have to think about it. Think about it. And a person has to train his mind to think the right way. Unfortunately, many people will say, oh, yes, Rabbi, I'll think about it. But their minds are so warped already that the heshbon is not the correct one. So this is what we're doing when we come to the Bet Midrash and we're learning Lev Avigdor and we're learning these hashkafa, how to outlook at life, how it should be a healthy outlook, a Torah outlook that lasts forever. Hashem's words is forever, it's for eternity. It's not like the style of the world. Every so on there's another crazy thing that goes on, another style, another craziness, and then after a few years we switch to something else. In the Torah, it's forever. The same 2,000 years of Galut, we haven't changed our hashkafa. And if a person will be imu'er v'zariz u'ben hayil, if a person is a ben hayil, like Eshet Hayil, a ben hayil, and he's awake and he's not sleeping. There are many people who look like they're awake, but they're really sleeping. If a person will be awake and he takes the messages and uses and utilizes every moment and every situation to achieve shlemut, Ya'asok Sham, he'll be able to do, let's say, in a place which is not so like a Bet Havel, like we just mentioned, but he'll do what you have to do there. One time I was by Bet Havel, I saw people were partying there. And they were joking, and they were talking, and they were laughing. And there was food galore. You're defying the whole purpose. It was funny. It was sadly funny. But if a person knows how to use that opportunity, if a person realizes, listen, no matter how long you live, the time flies. Little children think the time goes forever. But as we get older, we see the clock is really ticking, and it ticks fast. And you see that there's too much to accomplish. And We see Kitzur Yemei Adam v'hevel hagashmiut v'da'agutav. And a lot of times people are worried and putting all their koach to achieve things. They're not going to be there. Tomorrow he's not here, and that whole thing that he was worrying about is not here anymore. And there wasn't a thing that was worth investing in. They didn't look at life the correct way. There's so many shlemuyot that a person can learn. A lot of lessons that a person can learn. When a person goes to a bet hamishte, to a hatuna, to a brit milah, kiddush, whatever it is, az hu zariz la'asok berikod. You know what? Now is the time not to talk. Now is the time to dance. Simchat hatam v'kala. Let's use it. Opportunity. Snei alechet. Sometimes hatan and kala need help. Discreetly, go and help them. Snei alechet. Says the Gemara, zuach nasat kala. Many times a kala can't afford to do the basics. Go and help. Find out. Not like those people who sit like this when everybody is dancing. They're sitting as if it's Tisha B'Av. And in a Bet Avel, it's like Simchat Torah. והם טובי לב בבית האבל, והם המשתמשים בזמני חייהם השונים להתרומם בהם במיני השלמות. They're not utilizing those things that Hashem sent correctly. Everything's hafuch al hafuch, and that's usually when a person doesn't study the right hashkafot. That's what happens. There's a very interesting pasuk, beautiful in Kohelet. He says, "B'yom tova heyeh betov." On a good day, see to it that you should be good. U'b'yom ra'ah, and on a bad day, re'eh, look into it. Pasuk in Kohelet. What does it mean? So Rabbi Miller says, "Ubazei kiven lehorot." Shlomo HaMelech is teaching us. Shenishtamesh b'yom tova. You got a good day. It went good, right? So start utilizing that goodness. Well, now that you're in a good mood, la'akir, to recognize Hasdei Hashem amrubim she'aleinu. You just got now your paycheck. And the boss was happy, he gave you a bonus. Or HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent you a real good business deal, right? It's a good day. Why put it in your pocket and just go further? Thank you, Hashem. What a hesed Hashem it is. Open your mouth. Start saying something. Do something. Not everybody has to hear, but at least show your hakarat hatov. You recognize the goodness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'lismoah bahem. And utilize those good days that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you a child. He gave you children. It's already a Yom Tovah. Enjoy them while you have them. Some people, they have little children, they're complaining. I remember when I was a kid, I was a small kid, and I heard a lady saying to another lady, who her children had gone overseas to yeshivot and became rabbanim. She was saying to a young lady, I was a kid, I heard it and I still remember it like today. Enjoy your kids as you have them, as they grow, because these days are not going to come back. These are the good old days. Now, today is the good old days. Make sure to enjoy it. It went into my head. And I will never forget. I remember exactly the lady who said it. I don't remember the other lady who it was, but I remember the lady who said it. I was a small child, but I was thinking into those words. And then when I went to yeshiva, I was always saying, Hashem, this is beautiful. This is the good old days. Today is the good old days. And a person has to train himself to remember the Hasdei Hashem, v'lismoah bahem, kedei she'al yadam navo le'ahavato le'avodato. How are you going to love Hashem, who you don't see, abstract, and you have to love Him? It's a mitzvah. How are you going to love Him if you don't think about it? That Hashem is giving you health, Hashem is giving you eyesight. Baruch pokeh hivrim, Baruch matir asurim, Baruch zokef kefufim. We can do things, we can breathe, we can Be happy. Biyom tova. It's good. It's good. Hey, betov. Not later when one day you're going to be stuck and every movement is going to hurt. You say, oh, it was good then. But you didn't say thank you. You didn't utilize the time. A person has to know, lismoah, on those good days. Sha'al yadam navo le'avato. Like this, you'll be able to come and achieve ahavat Hashem. La'avodato, you'll serve Hashem. How do you serve Hashem? By praising Him, by doing what He wants. What do you want from me, Hashem? Oh, I know, you gave me a book. Okay, I'll look into it. I'll look. Day and night, I'll look into what you told me to do and what you're training me. And then you'll come to it. And if there's a bad day, sometimes, not every day is, sometimes there's a bad day. A person has to realize, you see, this is life. It's life. I have to know how much I'm going to invest in this life. It's not everything. You know, there are ups and downs. We have to know that. And we're not here forever. We're here for a certain purpose. And we don't know how long it's going to be, but let's just do the best, make the best out of what you have. This was the mistake of Korah. Could have done the best of what he had. He was such an orator. He was such a wealthy man. He was one of the only people in history who were chosen to carry the Aron. Nobody even could look at the Aron. Nobody could touch the Aron. He could. Anybody who touched the Aron is Hayab Mitah. You couldn't even see the Aron. The Kohanim had to wrap it up before any Levi could come and pick it up. And he had the zchut. He was carrying the Aron. Utilize what you have. Hashem is giving you so many resources. We have to know we're here for, like in a hotel. We're like in a hotel. The only reason why we're here is to try and do the best for our nefesh, to acquire shlemut for our nefesh. And on this pasuk, listen to what Hazal say. Amazing things. It seems to be simple, but it is not. The most clever and deepest is the most plainest and the simple. Listen to what Hazal say. Rabbi Levi patar kira. Rabbi Levi explained this pasuk. B'yom tova yeh betov. On a good day, be good. B'yamim tovim shenatati lecha. On the good days that I've given to you. I don't know if it means Yamim Tovim or a good day that you're experiencing a good day. Probably he means also Yamim Tovim, but it seems to be any good day. Today everyone says Yom Tov, Yom Tov. Once upon a time we used to say Yom Tov on Yom Tov. See, today you see people reading Yom Tov. Maybe it comes from the English good day. Okay, but if says the Midrash in Kohelet Rabbah, in Tavo Shana Belo Batzoret, if the year goes well without any drought, Nefach lekarmecha, go out to your vineyard, Hami, and look at it, V'hadi, and be happy. Midrash, Hamid at lezetach. You see your olive groves; they're giving out olives. Look at it, V'hadi, and be happy. A person goes out to his vineyard, and he sees Gefanav, his vines, teonot, loaded with grapes. Thank Hashem. Same thing is, you go into Ralph's, and you see so many apples, so much produce, so many canned things, so many whatever, soft drinks, healthy or not healthy, but it's loaded. Be happy. Soon they're going to lock up everything. You're not going to be able to see the things. They're going to have to hide them. So at the moment, as long as you can walk into the supermarket and see everything, enjoy. Thank Hashem. What did this pasuk want to tell? What does the pasuk want to tell us? We have to thank Hashem at all times. Why does the pasuk and why is the midrash on a good day thank Hashem? Why on a good day? Anytime. Thank Hashem anytime. You know, so many sour people, they're having a terrible time. They're bitter in life, and they say, Simcha, Simcha, you have to be Simcha, Bitahon. Yeah. You tell me a story. Bitahon, Simcha. It's not true. Ela, the truth is, when you have got a full stomach after you ate a meal, then and you say, oh, thank you Hashem. I trusted you and you gave it good to me. It's a difference when a person, he's sad, and he says, yeah, because he's embarrassed. He says, yeah, you have to have bitahon, you have to be simcha, yeah, simcha, and he'll maybe laugh and he'll start dancing, you know, and try and show you that he's really b'simcha. Inside, he doesn't really feel it, because he's having a hard time. But b'yom tova, but when it is good, you better use that time, because that's a real hoda'ah. That's going to be a real thanks to Hashem. Because you can't compare a hoda'ah that comes milev sameach, from a happy heart. V'yizira katuv, and the pasuk is saying, Shelo ne'abed et ha'izdanut, don't lose the opportunity. You have now an opportunity. Be happy, use it. ההזדמנות היקרה הזאת, that very, very precious opportunity, להשיג ההכרה, to recognize, Hashem's been good to me. ההכרה הגדולה בחסדי המקום, you feeling it. Don't leave it to אמונה. Okay, I believe Hashem's good. Yeah, גם זו לטובה. That's lacking. כאשר יש לאדם יום טובה, when a person has, it's going good. אז עליו לדעת שעיקר מטרת אותו היום הוא השגת השלמות הדעות והשבח. What do you do on a good day? You acquire as much as you can shlemut, perfection of your nefesh. Get the right de'ot, get the right mindset, and start praising Hashem, thanking Hashem. And then is the time where you have to really put on your belt and start working on it. Yoter mikol zman, more than any other time. So that goodness will be used as a sulam, as a ladder, to go up to the next rung. Another rung in perfection, another rung in perfection. Otherwise, it's a lost opportunity. And therefore, b'birkat hamazon, when we say nodeh lecha, we thank you, Hashem, on the Yetziat Mitzrayim, on the Brit Milah, and the Torah you gave us, and in the life that you gave us. And when a person has got a full stomach, he just ate a good meal, and he's so happy. Thank you, Hashem. I was hungry before. I couldn't think straight. Now, Baruch Hashem, I ate. I'm happy. Thank you, Hashem. Now start thinking about all the good things. Yetziat Mitzrayim. Yetziat Mitzrayim on an empty stomach. Yeah, big tzaddikim maybe can do it. They're trained to do that. But we, simple people, once you filled up your stomach, Nodeh lecha, Eretz Mitzrayim, Eretz Yisrael, Hayim, Torah, all the good things. Put them all together. It's an opportunity. Izdamnut tova להרגיש. Feel the klalut in general, all the hasdei Hashem. ובהודעה אחת, with one נודה לך, יוכל לכלול, you can include all the things that you want to thank Hashem for. Whether it's your children, whether it's your house, whether it's your car, whether it's your health, whatever it is, put it all in there. נודה לך, כי כאשר נפתח שער ההודעה, once the gate of hoda'ah, of thanksgiving, is open in your heart, you're feeling it, then put in the whole list, whatever you can think of. אזי העת מוכשרת, it's the best time להשיג שלמות ההודעה הכללית, to acquire the perfection in thanking Hashem. I have to make it short tonight, but Hashem, short, but very, very important.
This book is translated.
This is Lev Avigdor, Rabbi Avigdor Miller's notebook. No, because he wrote already a lot. This was many years ago. He had a notebook, and he would write his notes. But for me, these notes are precious. But he later on left this and was writing other things. So all his writings that are available in English, you can also find all these ideas there.
Really, no one ever translated it?
No.
Why?
Because he got the other books. This was his notebook. I mean, it is precious.
You didn't want it?
No,
Well, somebody come
no.
and say you don't want to translate it?
So go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Give him to.
Can
Okay.
I have the if you tape that?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do,
Better run. Have a good dinner. Okay.
thank you very much.